paper in front of you, something or someone you are grateful for. Taking the time for gratitude is so important for our peace of mind and our happiness. And it's a great way to remind ourselves how lucky we are for what we have and who we have in our lives. Afterwards, we're going to share what we've drawn with the rest of the class. Let's begin. Wonderful, class. Now, who would like to come up first and share what you're grateful for?
Me.
Yes, Sarah, come on up.
I'm thankful for trees because they give me oxygen.
That's wonderful, Sarah. Thank you so much. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Jason, come on up.
I drew my parents because without them I wouldn't even be here. And also they help me with my homework, and I love them. Chocolate. I'm grateful for chocolate.
Okay, Rebecca. Thank you. Simon, why don't you come up and share with the class what you're grateful for? Come on up, Simon. I'll be right up here with you. What are you grateful for, Simon? How would you like to play a game with your classmates to see who can guess whose hand you drew? Would you like that? All right, class. Can anyone guess whose hand Simon drew?
I think it's the hand of a policeman because they protect us and keep us safe. I think it's Simon's hand because he's grateful to have a hand. Is it the hand of God? It's your hand, Miss Sanders.
Today, boys and girls, we're going to take a few minutes and draw on the pieces of paper in front of you something or someone you are grateful for. Taking the time for gratitude is so important for our peace of mind and our happiness. And it's a great way to remind ourselves how lucky we are for what we have and who we have in our lives. Afterwards, we're going to share what we've drawn with the rest of the class. Let's begin. Wonderful, class. Now, who would like to come up first and share what you're grateful for?
Me.
Yes, Sarah, come on up.
I'm thankful for trees because they give me oxygen.
That's wonderful, Sarah. Thank you so much. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Jason, come on up.
I thank my parents because without them I wouldn't even be here. And also they help me with my homework and I love them. Chocolate. I'm grateful for chocolate.
Okay, Rebecca. Thank you. Simon, why don't you come up and share with the class what you're grateful for? Come on up, Simon. I'll be right up here with you. What are you grateful for, Simon? How would you like to play a game with your classmates to see who can guess whose hand you drew? Would you like that? All right, class. Can anyone guess whose hand Simon drew?
I think it's the hand of a policeman because they protect us and keep us safe. I think it's Simon's hand because he's grateful to have a hand. Is it the hand of God? It's your hand, Miss Sanders.
Preschool is very exciting and so much fun. Play with your friends, smile and run. Preschool is a place where you learn so many things. Your teacher will tell you why birds have wings. Enjoy cool activities using arts and crafts. Listen to stories and share some love. At preschool, you get to play a lot and lot of things. All these very nice games, it's really fun learning everyone's names. Just look around and you will see so many toys. Some friends are girls and some are boys. Preschool is great. Have fun when you learn. Remember to share and wait for your turn. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are live with Shelly, the regional coordinator of Kids Captivation.
Excuse me, ma'am. Please, your video is on.
Of Play Schools. I am extremely honored and feel privileged to have given the opportunity to address everyone on this very special occasion of launching Kids Captivation Series 3. A pleasant, warm welcome to all distinguished dignitaries, esteemed principals, eminent educators, amazing guests, and loving audience with great joy and immense exultation. I am grateful for sparing your valuable time from your Choco-Block timetable that we get to share with you, and also for gracing our event. Thank you so much. With this noble thought, let us start this evening by lighting the lamp in front of Goddess Saraswati. Goddess Saraswati is a symbol of knowledge, music, art, wisdom, and nature. I would request the proceeding to lit the lamp. May the divine power blesses us all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed towards the lighting ceremony.
Everything I am, everything I am, everything I be, everything I be. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord, and do it thankfully, thankfully. Everything I have, everything I have, all you given me, all you given me. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord, and do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do is a gift to you. Is a gift to you. Is a gift to you.
Wow. Now this was the pious start, and now let's unravel the vision and mission of Kids Captivation. Our mission is to nurture skilled, confident children by working on their heart, mind, and psyche, by addressing every facet of their existence in addition to academics. We strive to imbibe universal value in our toddlers to acquire habits of curiosity, reflection, and self-discipline, to attain skills for life in rapidly changing world, and to build compassionate global citizens with good values committed to living with responsibility. Let's have some light on our endeavor. We aim to consider the uniqueness and individual needs. Each child is considered as a whole person with developing skills. It is a place where every single child is important and every individual's ability is recognized. At Kids Captivation, we strive to be more than just an educational institution. We aim to be a conducive environment in which children can learn, play, and grow into capable and responsible citizens of tomorrow. August gathering, let me apprise you that we believe in allowing children to make mistakes, encouraging self-learning, learning beyond classrooms and textbooks, creative, out-of-the-box thinking. The combination of the above is what will create the thought leaders and problem solvers of tomorrow. I am elated to share our design for early years foundation stage in front of you all. We provide a sound grounding on the fundamentals, numeracy, literacy, and comprehensibility for the future. Learning by converting theory into practice to make practical connections between academics and the real world. Learning through art and craft and play. So, after discussing all these important points, it's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our regional coordinator, Kids Captivation from Gujarat this evening, and that is Miss Sonia Achantani. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sonia Achantani is an advisory member of EDUCO's Unite of Scholars and the founder of Dream Achievers, a career counseling organization. She holds an experience of 14 years within the educational field, wherein she has been teaching for 11 years and now for the past 3 years into career counseling. She has been given career guidance to more than 2,500 students. Her educational background goes as follows. She holds a diploma in International Early Childhood Teachers Educators course as well as in child psychology from ACE Academy, Tirupur. She completed her career counseling certification from University Ukla and advanced level from myeglacatum.com. She is associated with a number of NGOs for various activities and also conducts workshops for underprivileged children. So, with great attitude of gratitude, I welcome Sonia Chantani ma'am on the stage to explain the topic. Welcome, Sonia ma'am. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Shelly ma'am. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. It's been a warm evening. Good evening, everyone, all the respected dignitaries, principals, my core team members, and also the lovely audience who have taken up time for the session. I'm really honored to be here and speaking in front of you on the topic, importance of play school. Well, the video in the beginning, the introduction video was itself a definition for what school does to us, what miracles a school can create in the child's life. Well, today we are here to discuss about the importance of and the role of a play school. Play school leads the foundation for us, actually speaking. You know, when children are small, they're toddlers, the way they are taught, the discipline that is in them goes further with them as their attributes and their character, and they take that further to their higher school and higher grades and future in their life when they are into the career prospects. So today when we are talking about the importance of play school, let's begin with children can learn at home. We always say the home is their first school, do understand, but at home we are not able to give them the nurture and the technicalities that a child needs. Basically, a school does that. There are trained teachers. There are teachers who look into the observations, their activities, the way they are trained. They are trained for discipline. They are trained for activities in sports, be it culture, be it festivals. They get a complete grooming over there. When we talk about a home, many of the parents, maybe even me for that matter, as a parent, would always think, बच्चा अभी छोटा है, घर पे पढ़ लेगा, 2.5 साल का बच्चा क्या स्कूल भेजना? Well, that is the right age. Actually, that is where you need to come with them and mold them into a nice person. We need to shape them because उस समय जो हम उनको सिखाते हैं, that is there for their lifelong. That acts as a foundation to them. You know, so when we are teaching them at home, at times it so happens that we might fall short of time. We might neglect them because of our own job prospects, due to the household code, due to the socializing obligations we have, family obligations we have. चलो ठीक है, बाद में करा देंगे. This is how it happens with us. But when they are going to a school, they are bound with the routine. They have a timetable to follow. They have certain disciplinary things to follow. They come into a routine process of following those things. They learn activities every day in a new and innovative way from the teachers. There are teachers who teach them not only in the form of games, not only with the blocks that they have, but they are given a whole lot of grooming over there. They learn to say thank you. They learn to say sorry. They seek forgiveness. They give forgiveness. These are the things that the child learns when he is going to school. Now, when the child is in school, the teacher looks into the different aspects of a child, how a child grows, how a child develops, what is the kind of grooming that the child needs, because that is the foundation laid for him for his future prospects. We need a good human being, and the nurture that the school gives, the teacher gives, is very different from what we as parents can give to a child. You know, the children are so used to going to school at times that they come home with a mind frame set कि मैम ने बोला है ये काम करना है, because we are going to see who finishes it first and hands it over to the teacher. Now, when we are doing it at home, we don't have any kind of competition among them, you know, in a form of a game. Gone first aayega, we don't have a race. So the children are a little lethargic. Okay, it will be done. बाद में कर लेंगे. But when they're going to a school, they learn how to discipline their activities. They learn to put it in the right way. They have a timetable to follow. They learn different activities over there. They do it through games. Now they learn leadership qualities over there. They know what is care. They know what is share. They learn different cultures. They talk about different languages spoken in the class with the other students. They see the type of food everybody brings. It's like, a variation in food that is brought there from the other children. They interact with their peers. They learn from them. They adapt some new cultures, new prayers. They learn to thank God for all the things that they have. So these are certain things and very sensitive things that cannot be taught at home. We need innovations in everything, right? Today, we make lovely food at home also. Let's take this example only. It's a very basic one. We cook food at home. We eat food at home. But don't we go out in the restaurants? Don't we look out for something different, something nice, something very tasty? Don't we? Yes. So then why stop our kids from going to school? What they can learn at home, it is going to add on a topic to it when they come to school. What you're teaching them at home will be better taught with better technology and better methodologies in school. The ambience they have, the infrastructure they have, the environment they get, they are among their own age group. They get a space to learn from each other. And believe me, what they can do over there is not possible at home for us. It makes a lot of difference. They learn to speak. They improve their toilet habits. They learn to eat healthy food, nutritious food. They learn everything. They learn to differentiate between colors, shapes, vegetables, fruits. I don't say all this is not possible at home, but it is possible with very little and minimal things at home. But when they're going to school, the teachers have different teaching aids. They come out with all those things in front of them. And through animations, different pluck cards and different flashcards, the teachers make the class very interesting. There is a way that it comes to storytelling sessions, puppet shows are organized for them. But these are activities which only a school can do. We cannot do it at home for them every now and then for a single child, So it is even more better when we say that our home is a first school for the child. The school is a second home for the child in the same way. So what we can do is cooperate with the teachers, come out with a new vision. See, the new normal has taught us a lot. If we take the example of the pandemic only, there are still many parents who are not able to cope up with the studies of their children. Why? Because they haven't been into the flow of it. And the children have been missing on lots of things because of the online classes. So the parents who haven't been able to cope up, they are not able to give 100% to their children. So this makes us understand how important going to school is for a child, how important the role of a teacher is for a child, It makes a lot of difference to them. The bond that the teacher creates with her students is totally different. She's a mother to the child. She's a mentor to the child. She guides the child. She takes him to future prospects. She makes a grooming career for him. She dreams those careers for him, seeing the observations, making a chart of what the child is good at, what are the potentials in a child. There is a lot that the teacher has to do, the school management has to do. They put in lots of efforts. Now, if a child is good at drawing and art and craft, the teachers give them more and more activities. The child excels with it. If a child is good at narrating something, the teachers give him activities based on that. There are motor skills that cannot be, upgraded at home. You need to go to school because the teachers are the best to handle such kind of things. The writing grip that the child gets, how to start writing with alphabets, how to arrange the blocks in a systematic way, everything is well arranged over there. Under the observations of the teachers, the children are exploring and doing lots of research. There are innovations, there are new methodologies. So I think we all as parents need to understand this, that the school plays a very, very, very important role. And we need to learn to respect teachers and the school for that. you know, because if today we are going to do that, the children are going to follow us. Yes. And whenever we are talking about the school is really a very wonderful thing for any child. We spend almost half the day over there. Be it the teachers or the children, they spend half the day together. No one is more better than a teacher to tell a child what his potential skills are, how good he is with things. You know, children learn to develop lots and lots of things over there. They groom themselves not only with academic, but also as human values, moral values. Everything is taken care. It's a holistic grooming for a child. So when we are talking about all these things, we need to keep in mind that all this is only possible when we all, with open minds, welcome the new methodologies, new technologies, and understand that the children need to go to school and how important it is for them to go to school and be there with the teachers, learn it through those activities and groom themselves. The smile on their faces, being among their own peers, is wonderful. You know, when children are playing among themselves into activities, the video that we saw it in the beginning showed the activities the teacher was involved with them. You know, those activities are like, you know, you learn how to speak, you have group interactions, they are trying to share things with each other. They create an empathizing atmosphere for each other, be it a student to students interaction or be it a child and a teacher. They all do it wonderfully. So this is how a role of a school is. And believe me, parents, that play school leads the foundation of any educational thing. What nurturing the child can get over here cannot be given anywhere else, because this is just the basic foundation that every child needs. And the better the foundation, the best future he will have it in future life. Now, when we're talking about it, we have plants at home, right? Now, when we bring in new saplings, don't we water them? We give them sunlight, we water them, we look after them, we give them fertilizers, we see everything is taken care. Our children, our toddlers are the same. We need to nurture them with that care. We need to make them into fruitful trees for the future. We need to make them good human beings. And all that is possible only when they come to school and they learn. Coming into school is something very different for them. It's totally a different feeling for all of them. It gives them an immense pleasure. And believe me, it's not only for them. Even the teachers are there who welcome them, who are like mothers to them, as I've been telling you, do a lot for them. So from now onwards, we should always keep this in mind, how play schools are important and how best we can make use of it. You know, sending children to school is the best thing that we can do. And always cooperate with the school and the teachers in this and help them out with all the various activities. You know, when you are sending your child to a school, you have a second family, and the school management, the teachers, the staff are as well as a family to you, because we all are bound together. We are all knitted together because our vision is only one, our mission is only one, our goal is one, and that is the future of our child, the secured future of our child, the nurturing of our child. So when our aims are same and our goals are same, why do we take different paths? Why can't we walk on the same path and cooperate with the schools and try to bring in the best that is there for our child? Well, I would even appreciate the question answers that you would have for me. You can all come out with various questions. You can ask me the questions and I'm ready for any type of questions and queries from you. And there are lots and lots of things that we can do when we talk about play groups, you know, because our children are so small and they're so tender. We need to give them all these nurturing in this basic age only. I'm again saying that this is the foundation for them. So the early they go to school, the early they take part in all these activities, the better it is for them in the longer run in the higher grades, because the foundation is good. They will learn how to do it. Everything cannot be done at home. So I hope that everybody tries to understand that how important a play school is and what important role it plays in the beginning years of a toddler. And we all will do and try to send our children to the schools, and not only we will try to create an awareness and tell everybody that schools are really important and it plays a very, very important role in each one's life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sonia, for such a wonderful and inspiring talk, taking us all the way to what really, when we talk about sending children to a play school or preschools, you very rightly stated that, it's very, very important to send children to school. As you said that 2.5 saal ka bacha hai, why do we need to send to school? And whatever the children are learning in the school, we can give that at home. You very rightly put the point across to those parents who are still in the notion that we can actually give the same environment to the child at home, which is not possible. It is very, very important to send the children out to be prepared for the world. It's very, very important to give them that exposure, but again, keeping in mind that they are into the safe hands, which is of course the educators, the mentors, the facilitators in the playways or the kindergartens, who have all that care for the children, who prepare them to get into the formal setup. Thank you so much, dear, for such a wonderful insight and putting it in such a simple way, and that's amazing. Thank you so much. So dear audience, in case you have any question, you can always put up. Ma'am is ready. Okay, so our moderator and the host for the evening, Shelly Bisht, ma'am, she could not get into the picture time to time because of the technical glitches. So since she's back, I'll hand it over to her. Over to you, ma'am. Okay, can somebody unmute Shelly, ma'am? In the meantime, I'll take it forward.
Yes, okay. Now I am unmute. I'm so sorry. There was a technical glitch. I don't know what happened today, and I was not able to join the meeting and just open my camera. So yes, though I heard Sonia ma'am's presentation and it was awesome presentation, and I would like to take the questions from the audience. You can even pose the question in the chat box, because it is such an interesting topic. Can I request Ms. Gurpreet Mathur to kindly put up an interesting question to us, Sonia ma'am?
Before ma'am pitches in, I would just like to take the question, so that the audience can prepare themselves with a good number of questions. Let's give them some time. So Sonia ma'am, as you said that, children going to school at 2.5 and then, being very young. But when we talk about the children going to school in different countries, they consider the right age to send this child to school would be 5 years. So let them enjoy. So according to you, what do you think would be the right age? I think we should start sending children to school. I mean to say informal. Let's put it that way.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, according to me, 2.5 years to 3 years is one of the best age that a parent can think about putting a child to a play group, because they are in such a age mind frame that whatever you have to teach them, their grasping power is very fast. That gives them that much of booster to learn any new thing. They pick up things very quickly in that particular age. And then at that particular age, they learn about the eating habits, their toilet habits, their table manners. These are some of the etiquettes that the children needs to have before he goes into a proper schooling. So I think this is the appropriate age, because sometimes what happens in the house atmosphere, the children don't get to learn all these basic things. So school is something where, all these things are nurtured to them. It's a part of a syllabus, we can say, taught to them. So this is something that I would request all the parents, that 2.5 is one of the best age that you can think about for a play group.
Thank you, ma'am. Very well said that, yes, they are like clay, and that's the right time wherein, we can give them shape. right? Which is not really, you know, at the age of 5 we are sending them to school to learn. I think the day the child is born, the learning begins. So
Yes.
absolutely, 2.5 is somewhere we can think of, you know, giving the training habits to the child to part from their family, their mother and their parents, and to get used to the new faces. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Thank you so much.
the early they come out of their comfort zone, the better it is for their nurturing only. Because, you know, that helps them to develop themselves and groom themselves in a much better way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very nicely said, Sonia ma'am. And now we have our dignified guest, Mrs. Gurpreet Mathur, who is the dignified principal of Genius International. And I would request her to pose one question to Sonia ma'am. Please unmute yourself, ma'am. Technical team, I would like you to please unmute Gurpreet ma'am. Yes, please.
No, it's okay. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I really want to congratulate Educos Unito Scholars and for this wonderful program, Kids Captivation. You know, it's remarkable as the points which are being floated, which are being shared. I think, you know, they'll be boosting up many new moms, you know, who feel uncertain about sending their children to the schools. So Sonia ma'am's continuous you know, motivation that the children should come to school, then they should learn it, why it is important. I mean, it was amazing. So many sites and so many things about like what do they actually learn, you know. It was about multicultural, multi-food habits. You talked about multi-languages. I mean, it was amazing. And yes, we do not know, you know, how fast these small children catch up. And this is basically our country is, you know, diversified. And then this diversity, you know, keeps us together. So early the foundation, better it is. Well, you have already elaborated everything. I have only one thing, which during the course of my, you know, being a mentor at as a principal, I have seen is that initial days, say a month's time, more importantly, a week's time is very, very difficult for a parent as well as a child, you know, when they come out of their comfort zone and they come to the school. I've seen mothers crying, some mothers and fathers standing outside, sitting outside, waiting in the waiting lounge, you know, for the child to get over, and as if, you know, the child is being sent on a war ground or something like, you know. So this I think, you know, we need to work on what should be done. I mean, how the parents should be oriented beforehand, before the child comes to the school. I think, you know, in the world of technology, it has become simple. So what kind of things you will like to talk to parents so that they get prepared, you know, to send their children and they prepare their children. The children who come prepared, they become, you know, very comfortable right in the few first days only. So this is my question.
Okay. Ma'am, first of all, it's a great honor to get a question from you. I'm really, I have no words to say. I can only say thank you for putting up a question to me. And coming to your question, ma'am, yes, at times children show tantrums in the beginning of the time. It's very difficult for the parents and the school to cope up with many of them, because they are at a very tender age and they haven't been out of their family comfort zone. They have been only in their house with their family members, and all of a sudden the complete scenario, the ambience, everything is changed for them. But you know, what can we do at school also? When we have queries or when we have new admissions, we should always allow the children to first 2-3 days come to school for a lesser amount of time, involve them on different activities, and try to observe what they love doing. If we are very friendly to them, we are giving them an atmosphere where they can really adjust themselves to. Because see, sometimes what happens when they are in a school, no, it's all bombarding. Do this activity, do this, this is the line of formation and everything you have to follow. Children can't take all that. We need to come to the level where we can also become of their age, you know, talk to them in that way. So that is the comfort level that the teachers have to create in the school. Maybe first 2 days, the children will visit it with their parent. Ma'am, I'll give you an example of my own daughter when she was put in school. No, 2 days we were supposed to go with them to school. We were not allowed inside the class. We were made to sit in the campus cafeteria area or canteen or wherever in the ground. But the child would come to us like, if the child is a little fidgety or, he's losing his cool and he needs his parents, the teacher used to say, see, your parents are right here. She used to bring them to us. We used to play with them for 10 minutes or have a small break with them, like, with biscuits or something. The child used to get back. We did this exercise for 2 to 3 days. And then slowly the child started sinking into it. And on the third day, the children didn't come out of the class only. We were sitting the whole time over there and the children didn't get back to us. Actually, you know what? Slowly they start sinking. So when they see us also and when they are in a new ambience also, it is not difficult for them to adjust. So I think we can always try out these kind of things with the children who really, create this kind of tantrums or show this kind of insecurity or fear to be without their parents. We can always do something like this. So the parents are also like, calm down. Okay, we have a chance. We can go visit the school with the child, be with him. And you are in an approachable thing only because you're in the campus with them. So that is something that we can apply on.
Very right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sonia. Of course, I was expecting this answer only. There are too many questions now, which has been put in the chat box. I think, the beautiful Shelly is going to do the honors with that. She's going to pick up the questions.
First of all, thanks to Gurpreet Mathur ma'am for the wonderful question you have asked. And again, double thanks to Sonia ma'am for the wonderful answer you have given to such a good questions. The session is made. So now we proceed further to the further questions which is there in the chat box. Now the question given by Mohammed Seni is, how do you reconcile the children going to school at such tender age and they having the first parents' love? I think with this, their parents will lose the connection to their teachers.
See, when the child is going into a tender age, the reason behind sending him in this tender age is he is able to learn better and groom himself in a better position. The later we send, the difficulties increase for a child to cope up with it. See, there are fine motor skills to be developed in him, which cannot be done at home. Oral can be done. You can sing along the poem. You can read out a story or whatever it is. But the way technicalities have to be followed, the teaching aids that the teachers have, the lesson plans that the teachers have, the activities that the teachers have planned. Now, even if we have seen the video that was shown in the beginning, a teacher comes and tells them to speak about some drawing that they've done, to describe the drawing which is there. Now, all that is possible only when a child is going to school. And the earlier the child goes, the better it is for him. He grows that strong. He grows that better with his basic foundations.
Wonderfully answered, Sonia ma'am. I think you have done justice to the question. And I can read Dr. Vaishali Tripathi's question, a very good question. She says that at age of 2.5 years, do you think that the children will be safe at school when they are not able to express themselves? So what type of security concern you will take to convince the parent to send the child to the school?
Okay. Now, when we say that the school is a second home for them, that means the school management, the teachers, the staff, everybody is a second family to them, right? Now, even at home, we do have small instances. We have some kind of problems, hiccups, hitches everywhere. Same thing can happen with the second home also. But there is always a teacher who is there to protect your child like you do at home. She's a mother to the child. See, at home, you have only one child or two children. But in a school, the teacher has to look after the 35 children in her class. For her, all of them are equally important. She is responsible for each one of them. She has to answer everybody. At home, if something goes wrong, you don't have to answer anybody because he's your child. But there, being a mother to the child also, she's answerable. She has to take very, very detailed care of every child. So we need to trust We need to have the trust in them, the faith in them. And believe me, if you have a positive faith, a positive trust, positive vibe, nothing is going to go wrong. So trust the school.
Very
Okay.
well answered, Sonia.
I want to add on to this,
Yeah,
to
sure.
Sonia ma'am's answer. Very rightly said. See, it's all the matter of trust. If we do not trust, the age of 2.5 to the age of 10 also would not suffice sending your child, because everybody's child is unique, lovable and important in our lives. So, when we talk about children, no matter if my child is 15 years of age or 20 years of age, I will have the same concern that I have for a child of 2.5. So, of course, it is the trust that we need to have and we need to build in our teachers. If we ourselves are educators, we have children. So, for sure, parents who are educators are going to be the best educators as well as the parents. They are going to be better than a parent. You as a mother or a father will not be able to suffice or justify to take care of your child what an educator can do. Again, when we talk about the school, when we talk about the campus, we take every single precaution. Things are taken care of minutely. When we talk about the mother teacher, we talk about the assistant teacher, we talk about the caretaker and the nanny, right? They are supervised and they are under the vigilance of the CCTV cameras as well. And if we talk about at the age of 2.5, children do not know how to express themselves. That is the time we teach them how to be creative, how to be expressive, how to be responsible. They learn to take the ownership at that age. And when they see each other, the peer, that's where learning happens. Learning does not take place with a parent or with the family. So basically, I would say sending your child to a play school or sending your child to any kindergarten at the age of 2.5 is the right time to give exposure to your child, and above all, have faith in God. Thank you so much.
Wonderfully explained, Dr. Malka, as well as Sonia ma'am. And I think Dr. Vaishali is saying thanks both to Sonia ma'am and Dr. Malka for the wonderfully answers they have given to her question. Now with this, can I have some other questions from the audience?
See, what happens here is audience are not having questions. Why? Because, when we talk about play schools or when we talk about little children, we hardly pay any focus to. If you ask a question about, a middle school, primary school child or a lower secondary child or a children, going to the upper secondary level, all will have hundreds of questions.
Yes,
but this is one thing where we are wrong. This is the most crucial time where we need to have lot many questions. And again, I would like to add on to the question that Gurpreet ma'am asked, right? Sonia ma'am very wonderfully answered to that. But just add on, I would say, like, yes, when children are coming to school, what we plan is that we ask the parents to bring the child to school just for a play. Just to get to know the school building. This is what they want to come. This is where the teachers are going to be. This is how the children are studying. Don't push the child to school. Don't tell them this is your classroom. Don't tell them this is your teacher. Just bring them there for a walk, into a park, for a play, to get them familiar with the faces, to get them familiar with the school building, classrooms. And I am sure after 3-4 days or a week, your child will tell you, can you take me to the same place? And there the child, you are ready to send the child to school. So that's how pre-visits, letting the child to play with the teacher as an aunt or as somebody in the park. Our children do play. We introduce, this is your Sonal auntie and this is your dad auntie, and children get to know. So similarly, the children can also be introduced. This is your auntie. This is the place. They have a nice park where all children are coming to play. This is where they play indoor as well. This is how, and automatically, 4 days, 5 days or a week, if we give them informal visits and let the children, get acquainted with their aunties, which later can be missed. All right. So I think that's how we can help the parents and the children. So that's
addition, Dr. Malka. Wonderful addition. And
the experience of a principal speaks here, ma'am. The experience of a principal speaks here. The ground level work that you do is coming out in expressions and words.
Sonia ma'am, we have 2 more interesting questions
Yes,
for you
ma'am.
by
Yes.
Uma ma'am. She says that how can we stop the crying child?
Okay. See, stopping a crying child is itself a challenge for any teacher or a parent. Now, sometimes what happens when we are sending a child to school, the child is continuously crying. And at times, the parents really get bugged of all this, bored of all this, and they stop sending the child to the school. But no, we don't have to do that. We need to bring them for short durations. As ma'am said, don't bring them thinking it's a school building or whatever it is. Bring them in the beginning only. Bring them. If they're crying, let them settle down. Let them sit. Give them some blogs, give them some picture books, give them whatever that interests them. If they feel interested in eating their tiffins, open the tiffins and give it to them. If they love talking, go ahead. If they want to play in the ground with sand, allow that to happen. Give them that space to settle down. See, today I'll tell you one small example. Okay, let's relate it to a real life example of ours. When we get married and come to a different house, don't we get space to adjust ourselves, to understand things, and then, associate ourselves with things and take up the responsibilities of the house?
Correct.
So why can't we do that with the children? They are new to the ambience, the infrastructure. We need to make them comfortable. So give them that space. Maybe
Absolutely.
a day or two.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and crying is not a big deal. It's okay to cry. It's good to cry. It's good to vent out. And
it's a very good exercise for the respiratory organs.
It's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay for the children to cry. And when parents are there with the children, that's what, as I just said, that be with the children, play around with the children. So if you're following this, a child will not cry. That's the thing which we face. Even on Sunday, the school is closed building.
If you have to forego your work or your day schedule to be with the child in school for 2-3 days, be with them, give them that comfort zone, make them comfortable over there, and then you can carry out with your own work.
Yeah,
so
and I'm sure
that is the priority and importance.
And I'm sure such parents, such mothers, when we went to schools, I think things were quite different. So we just think that, okay, it's going to be the same with our children. So I'm sure the parents who are going to accompany their toddlers, their little ones to the schools, would want to go back to school again. That's the difference between the schools of today and what it was.
Yes. Believe me, ma'am, when we go with our children, we went with our children, no? We were wondering why were these activities not there during our time. We would have also enjoyed all this kind of things, colorful blogs, different clubs, activities, like, children talking about different festivals and dressing up in different traditional costumes. It's wonderful, actually, having color schemes and everything. It was not there during our times.
Children are given more space that we don't even give it to our children at home. We try to snub our children at home. We try to stop them. But trust me, once your child is going to school, they get all the space to talk, to express, to vent it out, and to do what they like. At home, mama will tell, okay, study. Mama will tell, go to sleep. There, it's your choice. You want to study, you want to play, you want to eat, and you have the whole park and the whole classroom to yourself. And the children are at home, you would not want them to mess up your bed sheet. That's what we don't do it in school. It's yours. Do anything you like. You want to scribble on the walls at home. How many of you allow your children to scribble on the walls? I'm sorry, wall kharab ho jayegi. Don't do that. And we give that space in the school. So, my dear children, if you are choosing the right school for your children, there is no crying, there is no looking back. There would be no question marks.
Perfect.
Wonderfully explained. And now I'm picking up the last question, but it's quite a sensitive question coming from Yemini Pavani, and she says, ma'am, my brother goes school in 2.5 year. When my mom come home with my brother, she tells that ma'am is telling complaints, and the complaint is she loves only white children. In activities also, she has observed that there are children, but my brother is not there.
Okay. Well, I can understand what a parent or a sister is going through at this level and the emotions that are there. And I'm really sorry if something like this is happening in a school. Well, dear parents, I would like to say one thing. When you're choosing a school for your child, you need to be very careful about it. It's not the ambience or the brand that the school carries. It is the type of activities, the atmosphere, the staff, everything is to be taken care of. When you're going into a school building, you don't have to feel shy or, how can you ask, are your teachers trained? What type of training is the teachers having? No, that's your right, because you're leaving your little bloom over there, right? You're leaving your part of a heart over there with the school. You have every right to question and ask them what activities they do, well, if they can give you a demonstrations of those things. So there are many parents who get carried away with the brand or get carried away with the ambience infrastructure. But more than that, it is important to see the type of teachers there are, the trained staff that you have, what type of activities they do, how they deal with children. Everything is very, very important. So all this has to be taken care. And believe me, the schools are doing all this. The teachers are well trained and they are learning every now and then. They're upgrading themselves. We've seen them doing it during the new normal in last 15 months also. So I am really sorry to hear that something like this is happening. I think you need to talk to the school management about it, put it forward to the main school coordinators and try to get it out, because otherwise it will be the child who will be under a loss. He will have to go through a mental trauma. So it's not good for him.
Yes, ma'am. Even Manisha Gyamlani is asking, shall we ever scold them for their bad behavior?
See, scolding and punishing is not what is required. If something can be spoken to them in sweet words and made them realize what they did is wrong, is a much better option. Scolding does not help you. You might scold him, he'll listen to you. Second time you'll scold him, he'll listen to you. Third and fourth time, it will be like, he's used to it. It does not make any difference to him. He's got used to it. So instead, sit with him, hold his hand, compliment on something very good that he had done, and slowly come to it. See, you did all these things. This was so nice. It was so nice. But only if you had not done this, it would have been a wonderful thing, something like this. So the child realizes that he had done something wrong also, and it does not pinch him also, because you did not scold him. And one more thing that you all have to keep in mind as a child psychologist, and saying you, what you have to keep in mind is never pinpoint in front of a crowd to the children. Never do that. Yeah. Whenever you are in a mass, in front of anybody, never do that. When you are sitting with your child, be it a teacher, be it a parent, do it one-to-one basis. That will help you to improve and grooming of the child.
Very well answered, Sonia ma'am. I think we have done with the question answer session. And now I want to say that Johnny, yes, Papa. Eating sugar.
Yes, Papa.
Telling no, Papa. No, Papa. No, Papa. Open your mouth. And then there is surprise. And I don't know what is the surprise, because I want to call our, dynamic director of Ludhiana Kids Captivation Punjab for the vote of thanks. But I've got to know from my sources somewhere that she is having a magic box right now in her, and she's hiding something. Even, I'm having the goosebumps and butterfly in my stomach. So I don't know what is the surprise, and what is the surprise she's going to unravel right now, because we have just got to know that I have to invite Dr. Malka Grewal for the vote of thanks. But Dr. Malka, what is there in your kitty? What are you hiding? And I just want to know the surprise. Please unravel, come on the floor and just see what you have with you right now.
Oh, well, thank you everybody once again. Parents, educators, principals, mentors who have joined us, from all across the world on our third series of Kids Captivation. I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you for joining us, and I would look forward to your support with us with, each passing day. In future, we've miles to go. We've just begun, and we will be wanting all of you with us every other day. Next, we would be coming up with our fourth series, and thereafter our fourth series, we are coming up with a panel discussion with a good number of educators, teachers, I must say, parents, depending, and synchronizing with the 4 series that we will be completing, so that we can discuss and talk and work on where we are lacking as educators, as parents, as well as a society, and then proceed to our next set of series. So the next thing I would say is that today we announce and put forward our first issue of the magazine for Kids Captivation.
Wow.
Congratulations to everybody.
That was a surprise. Kudos. Wonderful.
So
Too good, ma'am. Too good.
this is the magazine for the Kids Captivation. We will be sharing with all of you so that you all can go through it and of course share not many ideas with us, because when we talk about children, when we talk about childhood, you know, even a bunch of us cannot do it. So this is where we all have to work together. So proceeding further, again, I have another surprise for all of you. That's what I want to say is, after completing the 4 series as well as the panel discussion, Kids Captivation is coming up with teachers training program, which is going to be a 3-day teachers training program for the kindergartners, basically for the preschool teachers and the kindergarten teachers, as to where we can help you all. And of course, our teachers training program for the early years foundation stage is absolutely free of cost, and it is especially for all our audience who've been joining us throughout our 3 series, and of course will be joining us for our 4th series as well. So this is the plan we are coming up with. The dates will be shared with all of you very soon, and of course we have a lot more in store for all of you, but of course not in a day. Slowly and gradually we'll be bringing up something new for you in each of our series. Thank you so much once again, and thank you all for joining us here this evening, and do join us for our 4th series as well. Thank you so much.
Wow, so this was your surprise, not 1 but 2 surprises for all of us. That was so great. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to say, of course, the 3 days training program will be a certified program. Okay, and it's absolutely free of cost, because when we talk about children, when we talk about, you know, working on our future generation, let's put aside the monetary stuff and let's work together to make the world a better place for the little ones.
Wonderful, wonderful. We are actually obliged to Dr. Malka Grewal for making our evening. Not only the presentation, the question answer was so good, but I am thrilled by the magazine launch and by the surprise which she has given, and that is the certified, you know, free of cost. And the ones who are tuned with all the series, they will be getting the certificate and also, you know, the job assistance also, if you are connected to us through and through. So I think this is the best thing which has happened to this session. So I think we have come to an end of the session, and I would like to thank each and everybody who has given their precious time to us, all the principals, the dignitaries, all the esteemed guests, and all the attendees who are with us sitting from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. today, and for their patience also, because I'm sure you might be getting the, you know, wonderful insights from today's session, you know. And I believe that since you're connected with us since series 1, series 2, today it is series 3, I am hoping and I'm sure that all of you will be meeting us again on October 3. That is our 4th series. And as Dr. Malka Grewal has already spoken earlier, that after the 4th series, we will be having a panel discussion where we will be inviting the nursery parents and the teachers with the child psychologists and all. And there we will discuss all the 4 topics which we had chosen in series 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think it would be a very fruitful session, because then, you know, parents are there, teachers are there, even the audience are there. So there would be number of problems which will be taken over and which will be discussed by the professional psychologist, you know, because there are certain solutions which are given by the professionals only. And I invite each one of you to be a part of 4th October, that is our 4th series, sorry, 3rd October, which is our 4th series, and the panel discussion also. The date we are gone, we will be telling you on 3rd October itself, that when is our panel discussion. So thanks for staying connected to Kids Captivation. Okay, and
before you go, I would like to thank Miss Shelley for always being such an energetic host and moderator and putting a lot of energy with her amazing smile, and that makes everybody's day. Thank you so much, and thank you, Sonia, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shelly, ma'am, for being a wonderful host. Thank you.
So
Thank you
all because of your love. And audience, can you see on the screen part 4, Series 4, which will be a talk show with Sonesh Bhardwaj on giving education on holistic wings. Don't forget to watch this series. Stay tuned. We are soon meeting you on 3rd October. And even in the panel discussion also. And let me request my technical team